The FIIL T1 Pro are the latest set of true wireless earbuds coming from the company FIIL. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that the FIIL T1X are still my favorite true wireless earbuds under 50 bucks. But now with the FIIL T1 Pro, they're bringing us ambient sound and active noise cancellation for under 100 bucks. So if you're interested in checking out these earbuds for yourself, check out the links that I'm gonna leave in the description box right down below so you can get the latest updated pricing. Now, before we go any further, and for full disclosure, because I like having transparency and honesty with my viewers, I went out and bought these earbuds myself with my own money for testing and review purposes. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the way that I receive or review these products, check out the full disclosure that I'm gonna leave in the video description down below. So first up, let's get into the connection. So these are using the latest Bluetooth 5.2. As far as the connection codec, they are using AAC and SBC. So this is going to give you full compatibility with both iOS and Android devices. Now, because I get this question a lot, I literally test all of these earbuds on an iPhone 11, on an iPad Pro, and on multiple Android phones. So there's no compatibility issues in my testing. As far as Bluetooth range is concerned, I managed to pull 35 to 37 feet or 10.5 to 11 meters of Bluetooth range. That's basically where I'm leaving my phone on my desk and I am essentially just walking away. So overall, the range is pretty good. More than enough to just walk around my apartment while leaving my phone on my desk. And then as far as video latency, so if you're going to be watching YouTube videos or Netflix or Hulu, whatever it might be, I experience little to no latency when watching these videos. Now, as far as gaming is concerned, if you're going to be playing casual games like 1945, Asphalt 9, things of that nature, not really going to be an issue. But these also have a low latency or gaming mode. So if you want to play PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty, things of that nature, high performance first-person shooter games, then it's going to be a better experience when you turn that low latency mode on. It reduces that minimal latency a little bit further and makes that gaming experience just a little bit better. And then last but not least, these also feature TWS Plus or Dual Connect. So this is where you can use these earbuds individually in a seamless way. So let's say that you want to listen to one of these earbuds while the other one is charging in the case, you can totally do that. And then when you're ready, pull the other one out of the case, pop it into your ear, and it's already going to be playing the music. Then you can take the other one out, put it in the case to charge, and you're good to go. The music just keeps on going. Now, before we get into the next section, I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs to some of my channel members who have joined the channel and are directly supporting the videos that I'm making for you. So first up, it's my boy Digital Slang. Next, it's my boy Battery Powered. After that, it's my homie BMac. And last but not least, Mr. Techman. So major shout out to them for supporting JEFE Reviews, for supporting the channel in a direct way. And if any of you are interested in checking out those channel memberships, feel free to do so. No obligation. So now let's move over to the battery life of these earbuds. So they claimed 32 hours worth of playback time total, with 7 hours of playback time on the earbuds with noise cancellation turned off, and then 6 hours with noise cancellation turned on. In my own personal testing done at 75% volume, I managed to pull 6 hours and 8 minutes with noise cancellation turned on, and managed to get 8 hours and 59 minutes with noise cancellation turned off. So overall, excellent battery life on a single charge out of these earbuds. And then as far as charging the case, you do have USB Type-C and you have Qi wireless charging on board. So if you're like me and you like to keep a wireless charger on your desk, they've got you covered as far as that is concerned. And I haven't had any compatibility issues with any of the wireless chargers around my house. Then as far as the case, it is similar in size to what you got with the FIIL T1XS, but it's a bit different. So instead of it being this whole gloss black little box where it was a complete fingerprint magnet, this one has a gloss black top with the FIIL logo, but around the sides, it's kind of this gunmetal gray with a matte finish. So overall, it's a much better feel in the hand. It doesn't feel like it's just going to slip out of your fingertips. And I think it looks a lot better, at least to me. Overall, it just looks a lot cleaner. In the front, you've got the single LED that lets you know when it's charging. So overall, aesthetically, very pleasing. Super pocketable, very small compared to the original case of the FIIL T1X. So overall, probably one of the best cases of any set of true wireless earbuds to be found. Honestly, the fact that they squeezed wireless charging onto such a tiny case, I'm impressed. So now let's move over to the comfort and the build. So overall, out of the bunch, T1X, T1XS, and T1 Pro, these are the smallest of the bunch. The T1 Pro is noticeably smaller, even just by looking at it, putting them next to each other, but mostly when I put them in my ears. They are so much more comfortable. So they've really kind of shaved off as much of the overall size, the width, and how thin they are. So they fit a little bit deeper in your ear. They're much more lower profile now. And that really did catch me by surprise because they are much more comfortable now. And it's not like the other ones were uncomfortable, but this just took the comfort up another notch. But the beauty of them becoming smaller is that now these have become a better option for people with smaller ears. So if you're somebody who has smaller ears, this might be a good option for you. And they still maintain the small wingtip on these to give you that added stability. As far as fatigue is concerned, I didn't experience anything. 2.5, 3 hour long music listening sessions, no issues while wearing these earbuds. So far, they are super comfortable and I am truly, truly enjoying that. And then as far as controls go, these are using FIIL's touch control setup. What I mean by that is that the same touch control setup that is on the FIIL T1X and the T1XS, where they give you full control. So you have track control, play, pause, answer and end phone calls. You have your volume up and down. You have your active noise cancellation control, ambient control. But it is a bit on the confusing side where one earbud does your track control, the other earbud does your functions and your volume. So that is something that you do kind of have to get used to. If you need help, take a quick picture with your phone of the control manual, and that way you always have it at a glance until you can get it remembered or memorized. Now, before you guys start freaking out about the controls and why they haven't fixed it, I don't know why FIIL does this with their controls. I don't know why they've gone their own path where all the other true wireless earbuds are doing kind of a left-right scheme. But hey, I got no control over that. Once you get accustomed to it, it works well. That's what I've done. But if you're somebody who's constantly switching earbuds, it can be a pain. Trust me, I know. Now let's segue over to the microphones and the call quality. So these are featuring dual ANC microphones. So that's environmental noise canceling. And overall, in my experience, it's actually been pretty good. But let me play you some call quality samples and we'll let you be the judge of the call quality.
All right, so here we have the call quality test for the FIIL T1 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, we are indoors in a semi-quiet environment. So ideal conditions for call quality, for Zoom calls, video conferencing, things of that nature. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Now let's add a little bit of crowd noise. So here are the FIIL T1 Pro with some simulated crowd noise. So similar to a coffee shop, crowded bus station, something of that nature. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
So now that's going to bring us over to the app, and this is the FIIL Plus app. Now, technically speaking, this app is available on both iOS and Android, but on iOS, as far as I've seen as of the making of this video, it's only compatible with the FIIL T1X. I haven't seen any compatibility with T1XS and much less T1 Pro. On Android, you do get access to the T1XS at this time, but not the T1 Pro. But if you are willing to, you can go to the Chinese website for FIIL. You can download the app and you will get full compatibility with the T1 Pro on Android. So that's what I've done. It definitely does work, but like I said, everything is in Chinese. So when you first open up the app on Android, you're going to be greeted with the battery life screen, and that's going to show you the battery life of the earbuds and the battery life of the case itself. So you slide over to the next screen, and the very first thing you're going to see is the 3 main EQ presets: bass boost, normal, and treble boost. For me personally, I love sticking to that normal mode because to me it sounds the best. You click on the next one and it's going to bring up the additional 12 EQ presets, bringing you a total of 15 EQ presets on these earbuds. Pretty impressive. Not only that, you click on this little arrow up here, and that's going to take you over to the 10-band graphic equalizer. So that gives you the ability to really get granular control over the EQ and the sound quality of the earbuds, and you can save that one as a preset. As far as I know, you can only save one, but it is there if you do want to take that kind of control over the sound quality. Now, going back to the main screen, it's going to show us what they're calling MAF or MAF control, which is basically the active noise cancellation. So in the center, you've got normal or both off, which I like. It's nice having an off switch where essentially you're just getting sound of the earbuds with no ambient and no active noise cancellation. So it's nice having that. And then on one side, you've got obviously ANC. The other side, you've got your ambient mode. Now you go below that and you've got some controls for volume of the earbuds. I really don't mess with that. I just control volume from the earbuds themselves or from my device. Now you move over to the next screen, we're going to get some more advanced controls. Now at the very top, that toggle is going to be the control mode. So if you turn it off, it's going to give you just easy mode. So that's basically very minimal controls. Essentially what I had on the T1XS when I had made that video where I had only like play pause or something. I toggled that on and that's going to give you full control over the earbuds. When I first paired them up, it already had full control. I didn't have to mess with that. Right under that, it's also going to give you the low latency or gaming mode. So you can toggle that on and off as you wish, depending on what you're doing. Just remember, with a low latency or gaming mode, you do affect that battery life. So keep that in mind. Only use it when you're gaming. Below that, you've got custom controls for the touch. As far as I could tell from messing with it, it seems like you can only mess with like the active noise cancellation and the ambient, but I left it alone because I can't quite understand what it is telling me or what the options are. I don't want to mess anything up, so I just kind of left it alone. Below that, you've got the toggle for in-ear detection. So if you like in-ear detection, just leave that alone. But if you're somebody who doesn't like in-ear detection, you can go ahead and turn it off right there. Last but not least, you've got the firmware. So if there's any firmware updates, you can totally do that. Now, the next one takes you over to the advanced controls. And with the advanced controls, you get to mess with the touch control sensitivity. So if you want to make any adjustments there, you can. You also have the recovery settings if you need to pair the earbuds back to each other. And there is a full reset if you want to fully reset the earbuds in case you're having any kind of like connection issues or anything like that. That can be found right there as well. So overall, that's kind of a basic walkthrough of the app. So now let's get into the volume of the earbuds. So these are bringing a bunch of volume. So I'm going to have to give them like a 8.5, almost a 9 out of 10 on these earbuds. So very, very loud. For me, comfortable listening comes in around 65% to 80% volume, leaving you with probably 2 or 3 clicks more volume in case you're watching a video with low dialogue, something of that nature. But normally I don't go past 80%, at least for me personally. And then that brings us over to the sound quality. So this is where FIIL's earbuds truly shine. Like right out of the box, these things always bring it, whether it's the T1X, the T1XS, or the T1 Pro, always bring it right out of the box. Like I said before, the sound quality, when I talk about it, I'm going to talk about it in that normal mode. So these are bringing you that strong, punchy bass, but it's still accurate, it's still articulate, and it digs deep. Now, I was kind of surprised because the sub bass extension on these was better than what I got out of the FIIL T1XS. Now, if you want to test this for yourself, or actually for that matter, any earbuds out there or headphones, check out a track by Trey Songz. It's called Jill, and it has this sub bass extension in the chorus right about a minute or so into the track. Dude, it gets these low frequencies and it gives you this rumble. A lot of earbuds and headphones can't reach it. So these did a very good job as far as that was concerned. Mid-range sounds very good. Your male and female vocals come in nicely. There isn't any weird peakiness to it, anything like that. So it's nice and smooth and overall very pleasing. A warm, rich kind of a sound. As far as the treble is concerned, still very good. You're getting that clarity that you get with the FIIL earbuds. So you're getting a nice brightness to it, but it isn't too much. It isn't overly shouty, isn't piercing, nothing like that. Very, very good, clear sound. And you're also getting some pretty decent separation. So, you know, you're going to notice like instruments and things going on one side that aren't happening on the other. So you're getting this nice stereo separation going on. I really do like that. Imaging is pretty good on it as well. So if you're listening to like a live recording of music where you can kind of hear things around you, it's actually pretty good. I was, like I said, truly impressed, especially for a set of earbuds coming in for under $100. Now, the natural question is going to come up where people are going to ask me, which one do I prefer between these, the T1X and the T1XS? For me personally, I'm going with the T1 Pro. The reason I'm saying this is first, you're going to get about 1 to 2 ticks more volume on the T1 Pro than you do with the others. Also, the T1XS, when I compared them directly to each other, the T1 Pro had slightly better bass, but the T1XS also had slightly more treble, like a bit more peakiness to the sound. So it could be a little bit less pleasant on certain tracks. Now, just to be clear, because I'm picking the T1 Pro, and I always have to say this in my videos because some of you don't seem to get this. When I pick one over another one, that doesn't mean that the other earbud is bad. It just says that I personally prefer one over the other. All 3 of them are great. You could pick any of these 3 and be completely happy. Believe you me. But for me, out of the 3 from FIIL, the T1 Pro are the best ones for sound quality. So now let's move over to the ANC and the ambient sound. So first up, the ambient sound. It's actually pretty good. It's actually one of the quieter ambient sounds that I've experienced on true wireless earbuds. I do wish that the volume of the ambience of the mics were a little bit louder, but when they're a little bit louder, you usually get a lot more white noise. And these don't have that white noise issue that you're getting with a lot of true wireless earbuds out there in the budget range. So overall, it's pretty good. I would have liked to see a toggle for the ambient sound volume in the app. It's not there. It would have been cool to see though. At least that's just my opinion. Now, as far as the active noise cancellation is concerned, the active noise cancellation, the best I can give you on this is that it's okay. It does work. So if anybody's out there saying that the ANC is crap or that it doesn't work, no, it actually does work. It works against low frequency noises. So like a refrigerator, a air conditioner, a ceiling fan, things of that nature, it does okay at tamping down that noise. It isn't going to disappear. It isn't Sony XM3 level noise cancellation. So don't expect that, but it is there. It does work. It's just not the best out there. At best, I would have to give it like a 5 out of 10 for active noise cancellation. If we were judging these on active noise cancellation alone, I don't know, they probably wouldn't crack my top 5 under 100 for noise cancellation. For sound quality, they'd be top 3. But for noise cancellation alone, they're just not doing it. To give you kind of an equivalency of what they're like for noise cancellation, think the MPOW X3. Think something like the Tautronics 94, right around there, like the number 5 on my list. Almost as good as the Edifier TWS NB2, but the NB2 do a better job with some of the higher frequency noise as well. So yeah, it's just not as good as some of the other competitors in this price range. And then as far as the other comparisons that people ask me to do, like AirPods Pro, Sony XM3s, one more ANC, Sennheisers, don't even bother. Like they're not anywhere near close to that level of performance. So there's no need for any comparisons there. As soon as I put them in and I was comparing them to like the AirPods Pro, things like that, there's no contest. So as far as the FIIL T1 Pros, I wouldn't buy them specifically for their ANC, but for the combination of sound quality, ambient, battery life, comfort, and active noise cancellation, then it is a worthy purchase. But just for ANC performance alone, if that's really your main thing, I would look elsewhere. Now, if you're interested in checking out some of my other favorite choices under 50 and under $100, check out the videos that I'm gonna leave on the screen right up here. With that said, I hope you have a great day, and I'm out of here. Peace.